and I am a project designer for Michaels. And today we are going to make, as Nicole mentioned, this cute little disco ball ornament. I know my light is right here in my face, so let me move it a little bit so you can maybe see it a little bit better. Cute little disco ball ornament. To make this, you'll just need a few items. You will need glitter foam sheets. Okay, and this one has all kinds of colors. I'm going to use silver because I like a silver disco ball, but you can use any color you want. There's that, or maybe I'll make another color because I have a silver one, right? Maybe I'll make another color. Who knows? We'll see. Of course, you need an ornament. So any ornament will do. Plastic is always better because, you know, it's a little bit safer if you drop it, it's not going to break. So plastic ornament, if you have it, can be any shape, any size. If you do not, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. If you do not have this, you can use paper, you can use magazines, whatever. You can glitter them. They don't have to be glittered. You know, you can do all kinds of fun jazz. Okay. And then you're going to need some pom-poms. Now I'm using white, so you can see, you know, just to fill the inside. Okay. But you can use any color that you want. These are 1 inch, but the size doesn't really matter. What goes, you just want to fill it up with the pom-poms. It's not, you can't see that they're pom-poms unless you get really close. You're just trying to do the color. If you have paint, you can put a couple drops of paint and swirl it around the inside and color the inside. Yeah, so there's lots of options. Okay. And then we'll need scissors. And the last thing that's not on your list, but it is a nice to have, but not an act. You don't absolutely have to have a pencil, but a pencil is good to have for helping to stuff those pom-poms in your ornament later. But you don't absolutely have to have a pencil, but it is a good tool. Okay. So if you want to go ahead and put me down to the spotlight and we will get started on this craft today. Okay. I'm going to bring my light back in. Okay. I have the disco ball that we're going to make. I'm going to leave it like right here in the corner. So I don't know if I can prop, it might prop by itself. Who knows? We'll see. There we go. It's going to prop a little bit. So we are going to start with our ornament. And the first thing you want to do is remove the top, but don't throw it away. Just set it aside. Okay. And then I'm going to set my ornament just to the side because I don't really need it right now. I just wanted to pop that off and move it over. Okay. So then the next thing we are going to do is decide what color disco ball we want. I'm going to open my package here. And I'm a pink girl. I just love pink. I think I might do a pink one since I have a silver one. Truth be told, I have 2 silver ones. So I'm just gonna put that in here, and I'm gonna throw my trash away kind of gal as I work. So this glitter pack comes in with red, black, green, blue, hot pink, or I think it's purple. Then fuchsia, then a couple silver. Ooh, that one's fun. This white iridescent glitter. And then the gold was stuck to it. A couple golds. Ooh, what color should I choose? I'd love to do the white. However, with the white pom-poms, it might get lost. So I'm going to go with the color that pops. I'm going to go with my original pink because I'm a pink girl. Okay. So again, I'm a clean up as I go kind of gal, so just bear with me here. Okay. So all you're gonna, what the cool thing about sticky back is you don't need glue. You don't have to wait for it to dry, or any of those things. It's basically a sticker, and we're gonna cut the shapes that we want from the sticker. When you're done, hashtag your projects. Right here at the bottom of the screen, I've written or make it with Michaels, hashtag Michaels classes, and hashtag learn with Michaels. If you can't read my writing because my writing is kind of sloppy, I'm sorry. But make it with Michaels, Michaels cares, and learn with Michaels. Sorry, hashtag before each one. It's going to get kind of covered with my hands and my projects, but just note, if you want to take a picture, I will refer to those later as well. So this isn't the last time you'll see it. But what we want to do is we want to see your projects when you're done making projects. These projects, other projects that you make with products that you get at Michaels, all of that is awesome. We love to see what you guys are doing out there. Okay, foam, sticky back foam. So if you see on the ornament, we just have all of these rectangles and shapes. And if you notice, They do not match. They're not all perfect. They're not all exact. They're just rectangles. This one wanted to jump ship. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with this middle 2 rows here. So I'm going to go with a little, or actually really the middle 3, but we're going to start with the middle and then work here and here. The way I work is middle, then I go top, bottom, then I go next row, and then finish it up at the top and finish the bottom. Okay. Why I work that way? I don't know. But the middle one, you want to keep it even and keep your whole ornament kind of flowing well. I think it's the best way to manage this. That way it looks all nice and even though your rectangles and your squares are all over the place. Now, you can do a couple of different things. You can get a pencil, get a ruler, and you can draw on the back of your sticky back foam, the rectangles, and I'm just going to freehand. And you can, if you want to be a little bit more, strategic about it, or you can do what I do, and we kamikaze our crafts. So what that means is I'm just going to start cutting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a strip, because I feel like that's kind of the easiest way to go. And this strip is probably, I don't know, about a 3/4 inch, but that's not super important because, again, this doesn't have to be perfect. But I got pretty spot on there, but that was luck. So I was just showing the width. So, if it's a 1/2 inch wide, if it's a inch wide, it's fine. You guys are fine. And then I'm going to start just cutting some rectangles. And again, they're not going to be perfect. I'm just going to use the lines that I had already. Well, no, not all of them. And I'm just going to cut them. And I don't know how many you're going to need. So we're not going to count them. What we're going to do is we're going to do a row. We're going to do cut and then stick, cut and stick. Cool?
And
Okay.
Anna, can you use any kind of foam or only the sparkly type?
Yes, you can use any kind of foam. I just prefer sparkly because, glitter is my favorite color. But you can use any kind of foam, anything. Sticky back is just easier, like I said, because you don't have to wait for all the glue to dry. But if you don't have any sticky back and you just have foam, then you can use glue. Or if you have, I know there's some foam, solid foam that has sticky back too, and that works fantastically. And there's a mirror right in front of me. I keep looking at myself. Sorry. If you see me get distracted by me, it's me. So you can use regular foam. Like I said, you can use any paper, scrapbook paper, and then you can go back and glitter if you want to paint them with glue and pour some glitter on it if you want to do that. Seems like it might take a while and might be a little bit messy, but you know what? That's fun. So yes, you can use anything that you want. It does not have to be sparkly. So then we're just going to remove the back. And then I'm going to start right here and I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not going to be super perfect and just kind of stick it there where I think the middle is. And then I'm going to go around, leaving a little bit of a gap in between. And I'll show you what I mean. And leave that little gap right there. Because, like disco balls and mirror balls, they have kind of, you can see that they're spaced. And then I'm just going to go around, kind of like a belt in the middle of my ornament. And it's just the same thing over and over and over. And I'm just going around and around. And I'm not even I'm not looking at what size or shape. I'm just, because they're all roughly the same width. I'm not super, exact when I cut. So it's super, super duper straight, but I'm get it pretty straight, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. I just hoping to get around that they line up. That means that I was straight enough when I was putting them in here. And your gaps in between, I mean, they may not be perfect. That's okay. Just keep moving. I mean, you can move them, shift them around a little bit if you need to once you start working, but I think that's putting a little bit too much thought into it because I think it's so cute if you just go. I think it turns out best. That's actually how I designed these. I just started playing and I love the way they turned out. And I hope now I'm going to have room See, now I got kind of a small one, but that's okay. I'm just going to cut this one to fit in that little empty space there. Let me shift this over just a tad. And there we go. Okay, so we have our first round. Remember, next we're going to go here and here, and we're going to cut maybe a little bit narrower than some of these, but not necessarily have to. You can go the same width, just like you just did. I'm going to save this small piece because I may need that later, or I can guarantee you I will need it later. Now, I'm going to try to get about the same width, but I may not get exact. That's all right. And then I'm just going to start cutting again, get some more rectangles cut. And the nice thing about these is if you need a smaller one, you can cut it as you go. So you have, and now you'll need less as you get around the next one, because as you go up the slope, you know, you go around a smaller space. Okay. So then I'm going to do the same thing. I remove the back. And this time I'm going to do what we call kind of like a brick. Okay. I'm going to like kind of lay it in a brick. I'm going to go in the middle of the little two. Do you see that? And actually, I'm going to work these 2 rows together just because I want them even, but they don't have to be like perfectly even, just roundabout even. Okay, I'm going to work these 2 at the same time. And let's see how that works out. Okay, so then this one here. And some of these smaller ones work really well because on the curve, you know, they're going to start kind of angling in. And that's okay, because that's what disco balls do. Now I'm going to go on here. I just turned it upside down, if you're confused what I did. I just went upside down to hold it so I can see it a little bit better. I was just doing kind of smaller ones around that bigger one. Not for any other reason other than it was convenient for that moment. You know what? I don't like that one right there. I'm going to hold him. I'm going to put him right there on my hand. And then I'm going to go keep on moving. So every once in a while, you may want a little bit smaller one, because as the larger ones start to get closer in the on the round, they'll start to get kind of close and not line up the way you want them to. So I'm going to cut a couple of these down a little bit. And these narrow ones I will use for like up here or down here. So don't worry if you end up cutting some, you know, cutting some off and you want that narrow. You end up with some narrows. You'll use those later. And I'm just going to keep on going. And it looks like I'm getting low, so I'm going to cut another strip. And I don't think I'm going to use that one yet. I'm going to clean up my area real fast so I don't get to where I have a big mess to clean later. Okay, now I'm going to cut some that are, I'm going to cut a couple larger rectangles for this round, and then a couple smaller kind of square rectangle shapes. I'm just kind of guessing. How are we doing? Everyone doing all right? Pretty
Yep,
simple.
everybody's doing super duper.
Right.
Ashley just finished her 3rd row.
Oh, wow. Okay. This one's a little wide, so I'm going to cut that off. But again, that might be used later. Might not. We'll see. This is just I think this is just a fun craft to do. Just a fun little, not super difficult. And just good old fun. And it's so trendy with all the disco ball things out there. And our beloved Taylor Swift and her mirror ball. I have a daughter who is 17 and who has been a fan her whole life, so I know all about it. Okay. And it starts to kind of wobble on me. See. Yeah, I felt like this one was a little bit taller, so I'm going to trim some of those off just a little bit. Where was I? Here we go. Hope I didn't get that paper off. And some of these, don't worry about the if your bricklaying gets a little bit tight. I mean, it happens once you get kind of to the back, but you won't notice it once it's all done. Trust me. It's a little bit tall. Cut some of that off. Yeah, it's kind of tough to cut once you've already taken that paper off. And then get your scissors all yucky. Don't recommend doing that, but sometimes I just got to. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one a little bit down, then I'll finish my third row. No, I wonder if this one will fit here. I don't like that one there either. This one just has a little bit on the end I want to chop off there. So there you go. See, not perfect, super cute though. Okay, so now we're getting to these last two rows at the top and these last, what is it? A couple of rows at the bottom. Okay, I'm calling this one a row. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to slap one of these squares. By slap, I mean stick very lovingly onto the bottom. Just for grins, get that on there. Okay, so this row here, we're going to focus on up at the top. So this next row, you want a little bit narrow, not as tall, and a little bit smaller rectangles, but like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 around here. But again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want a little bit more narrow. So I'm going to cut some of these that I already have here, because then I can probably use some of these smaller pieces for like around the bottom. And then some of these smaller pieces here that I have around the top. I have all kinds. I use my scraps as much as I can. I don't like to waste a lot of things, so I'm going to put this stuff in the trash. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut another. I'm making this one a lot more narrow. Like I said, if you want to use a pencil, you can to draw your, if you want a little bit more, I'm not going to say perfect, but a little bit more symmetrical. Because we want to stay away from perfect, because these are just pure fun crafting. Good old fun, beautiful, and fun things you can do with your friends if they come over for a sleepover. It's a very nice, fun, inexpensive little thing to do with extra ornaments or extra foam. Okay, so if you see here, they don't look a whole lot different, but they are not as tall as what I did earlier. So you can see they're about half. It's probably not really easy to see, but. And then we keep going. Keep moving around it. Now these aren't going to be as brick dimensional. I'm just going to keep moving around, because as we move up that slope, but every other one will look like it's brick the way it's supposed to be. But It is just fine. Just do the best that you can to make your ball the way you like it. See if I can get 2 more up here. Bet I can. It's a little low. There we go. But I can get 1 more right here. Yeah. Okay. So I got that one. Now we're going to do the same thing here. These same ones. I'm going to use this one that I have on my hand. I'm just working my way around the bottom. I'm going to move this one over here. And actually, this one just looks a little odd down there. So I'm going to move it. I don't think he's going to get used, but he might. I don't know. Okay. Just work around. I am out of squares again. So the nice thing is you just kind of cut as you go. So I cut a strip and then keep going. And the reason I like to do that is I don't want to, like I said, I don't like to waste a lot of product. And I feel like if I cut more than I need up front, then I'm wasting product. So there's a couple. And I'm only doing a few because I know I only have a few more around this round. And then I'm going to cut some more in a smaller. That one's kind of tall. Let's see. I'm going to stick that up here just in case. Cut a little bit off of these, the height of these. And just go around the ball. And so for anybody who may have joined us a little bit late or later than our 2 o'clock start time, that is okay. We can get you caught up fairly easy while everyone's working on to get to where I am. I'm going to pause. You guys keep working and we'll finish up the top and bottom shortly. But I'm just going to kind of backtrack just a little bit while you guys are working to get anybody who was able to join us a little bit after 2 o'clock all caught up. We're taking a plastic ornament. The shape does not matter. I'm doing a ball because, just disco ball to me is a ball, but you can do it really in any shape, any of the plastic. I prefer plastic because if it drops, it does not break. But you need a plastic ornament. You'll need some sticky back foam. If you don't have sticky back foam, then glue and paper. I like glitter because it feels more, or holographic. If you have holographic, that feels more mirror ballish. But whatever you may want to use or have to use is awesome. And then with glue, if it's not sticky back. And then you need pom-poms to put on the inside. And there's some in here, you can see here. And then you will need scissors to cut your rectangles. And all we did was we cut strips like this right here of the sticky back foam and then started cutting these little rectangle shapes from there. So we just, cut rectangle shapes, rectangle, and then started sticking them on just like stickers, kind of a bricklayer. We started with the middle, worked around with a space in between, and then we worked the next one where it was off centered on the brick opening. And it does not have to be perfect. Your squares and shapes. I freehanded all of these and see, it turns out really, really cute. Okay. So now we're going to go back up. I'm going to finish here. So I'm taking some of these small scraps. I'm going to save these for the bottom. So I think they work really well here. Well, let's go ahead and just work those around. So I had these just like slivers. They were, scraps of when I cut something maybe too big or not big enough. And I'm just going to work them around. If you see here, I'm kind of worked around it's almost like sun rays around that rectangle down there. This rectangle is kind of big. I may take that off and work a different one. Not usually super picky, but today I just want to make sure that we have a really, really cute little ornament. Well, and you don't even have to have a circle there if it doesn't work out. Or a rectangle there if it doesn't work out. I might not even end up with one. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. And if you notice, I stick things to my hand as I work. And I'm just using all these little scraps I have around. And this one, actually, I'm not going to use that one. This will be my last one that I'm going to use down here. I'm going to make this a little bit more circular. Well, this one just does not want to satisfy my little disco ball happiness. I'm going to put this over here because I'm going to cut a little bit. I'm going to cut some different ones to fit there. So I'm just going to cut some little slivers. Again, not in any kind of size or shape. Just cutting at random. Removing the top of the paper on the back and sticking it to the ornament. Super easy. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to move this one over here. I know. I say it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm moving things around, but that's just what I do. Okay. So I'm just going to take this one. I'm just going to cut it down a little bit, make it a little bit smaller square, and put it inside that circle. Sounds kind of funny, but what I'm going to do, see if it fits. Close enough. So there's my bottom. Just like that one. Okay. Now I'm going to work the top, and the top's going to be similar. I'm going to use these slivers on the side. On the sideways, and just finish this out. Looks like we're going to be done fairly quick. We'll have to figure out something to do. I don't have another ornament to make another one, but I bet we can figure something out. And then I'm going to take just some of these others. Here, I have this one scrap here. I'm going to cut a little bit off of him. So it was just too long. And I got one more little space. And I got this little scrap here. Okay. So that is how you put on all of the foam pieces. And I've got an idea how we can make one a little bit fancy, but we'll do that in a little bit. Okay, so if you are not done putting on your foam, that's okay. If you want to stop for a minute and watch what I do next, or if you want to keep going and just kind of pay attention, because it's really easy. What I'm doing next is pom-poms. Pom-poms. I have a whole bunch. Did not count them, just a whole bunch here from my package. And then I'm just going to start stuffing them inside.
And Anna, could you use multicolored pom-poms?
Yes, you can use anything that you want. Absolutely. If you don't have pom-poms, cotton balls, perfect. If you don't have cotton balls, wad up little, cut strips of paper, construction paper or something like that you may have that is colorful or white or something. Mainly, you just want to be able to fill in that kind of, not necessarily fill in the or I have it way up here. That's not helpful. Fill in so it kind of provides a background, so you can make your tiles, your disco ball pop. And I said earlier that a pencil is not a necessary item, but it does help get your pom-poms kind of smushed down, because I want this really full. Like, I'm gonna put all these pom-poms in here. I hope. I think. I'm gonna try. Just gonna shove those kind of in there. Just keep pushing them into your ornament. And keep moving. Getting close to getting them all in.
I know we had someone say that they really enjoy your personality and appreciate all the options for the material usage. Thank you so much for doing this class. They are really loving
Good.
this.
Thank you.
Very
That's
cute
great.
craft.
This was one of my favorites. I actually designed this one. We don't always teach ones we design. Val, who's another teacher that you may have come across, is amazing. And she, I work with her directly. We are both designers for Michael's together. And we, a lot of times, along with one other designer, we develop all these classes, all these projects for these classes. And sometimes other people teach things, so we have a little bit of a break. But we a little secret, we love teaching these classes. And it's so much, especially ones that we've developed, and hearing positive feedback with some of the ones that we've developed. So thank you for that and letting me know. I really appreciate it. This was one of my favorites. I'm not gonna say obsessed, but a little bit. My Christmas tree is full of disco balls. So I have disco ball. I just love it. I was so excited when the disco ball project came up. I'm like, could I have that project, please? So super cool. I love it. But yeah, I try to provide as many options that I can think of. Household items, because you know what? I'm a mom. I know it's hard to remember to get everything together. And sometimes we're scrambling. Sometimes we've got it all ready to go. I mean, it happens all kinds of ways. So, or that moment of, oh my goodness, I forgot I needed this and I didn't get to the store. What else can I use? And at least to get you going, I try to provide as much as I can to help you guys get started where you can craft with me. Or if you need to, craft later, then you can watch me and still craft. So, because I say I craft for a living, not a living, because I just absolutely I love what I do. So this go well. So
I know
now
we have another question in the chat.
okay.
Shivani asks, can we put lights or glitter inside of these?
You absolutely can. I will caution you on the glitter. It gets heavy if you fill it. So what I would suggest is take a little bit of like Elmer's glue or Creatology kids craft glue and put it like in a small cup with a little bit of water and water it down. Pour it into your ornament, put a napkin over it and swish it around and coat the whole inside with the glue. Okay. Pour it out and then let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour so it gets nice and sticky inside. Pour glitter in, put that paper towel over the top again and shake it, and then pour out the extra glitter. So that what that does is and then let it dry. Just set it aside, let it dry. It's gonna take probably 2 days or so to dry. But what it does is it makes glitter stick to the inside instead of being filled with glitter. So that way it's just the inside surface and it's not as heavy. So if you fill it with glitter, it will be heavy. So when you put your top on and you go hang it on your tree, chances of it coming apart because this is heavy or breaking your branch on your tree. Either one, not favorable because glitter will go everywhere. But this way, it won't be heavy because it's just coating the inside of your ornament with glitter. Okay. It may not be perfect because there's a solution that's out there that I know is discontinued and we don't carry it anymore. And I have not seen it anywhere. And I cannot for the life of me think of the name of it. But I do know that this works. And the other thing that works really well is Mod Podge. So if you take Mod Podge and you pour a little bit in your ornament and do the same thing, move it around, swirl it around so it coats the entire inside. Pour it, it's like what I like to do is I like to get like a plastic cup and which I should have one around here. Oh, look at that. I do. And then I'll do it like this. So if you can see from the side, I just hang it like this. So then all the glue, the extra glue comes out. And then and you could either put that glue, back in your container, or if it's just a little bit, toss it. Because again, I don't like to waste a lot of anything. So let it dry and then let it set. Now I'll just do it. I'll just turn it around and let it set on my cup so it dries. Or not dries, but gets sticky. Like I said, about 30 minutes to an hour. Pour your glitter in, shake it up. Trust me, cover the top with a paper towel. Glitter will go everywhere. Shake it up and then pour it out. Now, I will also tell you, as soon as you put the glitter in and you shake it up, you're like, oh my goodness, it looks murky or cloudy or yucky. Trust me, it will dry clear. You will see your glitter. So do not worry about a cloudy ornament. When it dries, it will be beautiful and you will absolutely love it. So just be patient and let it dry. Like I said, it may take 2 days, but I would leave it with the cap off. Now, it does make this a little easier if you do it before you put all your disco ball stuff on the outside. But if you already did it, that's okay. It just makes it just a little bit easier to hold because then you don't want to get stuff on there. Because if you get something on there, you can clean it. Don't worry about it. Q-tips, clean small spaces. So don't worry about that. I'm going to pause for a second. My computer just said I am low on battery and I do not want to lose connection. And my charger's right here. Give me just 1 second.
No worries.
Okay, I am telling stories. I left it at the office. So I've got 10%. So I think I'm good. I think I'm good. My daughter has a MacBook. So worst case, if I get down to like 2 or 3, I'll run in there and grab hers. So I hope that's helpful. And if you want me to circle that back to that, like maybe in the last 10 minutes or so, I can walk through those steps so you guys can get something to write on and show you how I can tell you again how to do the glitter on the inside. But it is a beautiful, beautiful way to add to your project, especially if you're outside. If you didn't have the glitter and you just had the solid, which is great, it adds a new shine the outside. And then I'll show you another idea. It just came to me a few minutes ago. I'm sorry. And we'll get back to that. I'm sorry. My brain is all over the place because you've got me going, ooh, we can do this and this and this. Okay. So I'm going to take my ornament hanger or topper and stick it right back on, or have an adult help you because it is not always that easy, and pop that back on. And then you can add ribbon. I know, I'm sorry, I'm like sideways. You can add ribbon to hang it. I saw a trick that I thought was very cool. If there's anybody out there who is into rainbow loom like I am, I'm still into the rainbow loom. Get a rainbow loom rubber band. Okay. Stick it through the loop. So you have it like this. So you have, the loop. Okay. And then put one loop inside the other loop like this. So they crisscross and drop one. So now you have like a little, it's called a lark's head knot. And then hang it from your tree like that. And the cool thing is you don't see the hook. It's up close to the branch. And it's really safe on your branch. So I thought that was a very, very cool little hack. I just thought I would pass that on. Totally stolen from somebody else on TikTok, but it was a very, very good idea. Just saw it yesterday. And I wish I remembered who it was so I can give her credit. But it was somebody who posted, and I thought that was the simplest, coolest little hack. So you get like 600 rubber bands for like $3 at Michael's on the kids aisle if you want the if you go to Rainbow Loom. Rainbow Loom on the kids jewelry aisle. I love Rainbow Loom. So I mean, I have them right here in my drawer. I'm admitting I am a Rainbow Loom fanatic. Okay, so there's that. So the other idea I had that I'd like to share with you guys, because we have some time, that might be very, very pretty and cool, is I'm going to leave my pink one right here, and I'm going to leave one silver one here because I'm going to alter the silver one. Okay, so I'm going to cut some rectangles using the pink. But wait, I'm going to grab some more colors because not all disco balls are just one color, right? So I'm going to cut this strip this way because I don't think I need a whole long one. And I'm going to cut some more. I wish this was a little bit more aqua, but that's okay. Royal is a beautiful color. It's actually my high school color. Not too long ago, I like to say. Others like to tell me I'm wrong, but that's okay. Okay, so there's those. And let's see, do we want to add any other colors? I think the red is too close, so it might not look as good. Maybe we'll sneak some of this beautiful white in here. I don't know how well the white's going to show up because of the white pom-poms, but we'll find out. One way to find out, right? We're just having fun now. I mean, I've been having fun the whole time. I hope y'all were too. But we're just playing now to see what this is going to look like because I'm excited. We have all kinds of disco ball projects online that are so much fun. Okay, so I'm just going to alter this. I'm just going to take some of these off at random. I mean, I'm not even going to really pay a whole lot of attention to where I'm getting. You see, there's like a little bit of sticky left there. It's kind of sticky, but it's going to be covered, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to randomly take some of these off because I think this is going to be the best idea so far. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that. Okay, so now I'm just going to randomly add new colors to this disco ball.
So Anna,
Yes.
I thought you had already had this project sort of before. So we had someone ask if you could use multiple colors, and I'd actually said yes, absolutely.
Oh, great.
Looks like great
Yes.
minds think alike.
Right. This is fun. I'm really liking this. I may have to make, take some more silver off, and then I need a smaller one for that spot. So let's go with this white smaller one, but absolutely multicolor is so fun. I'm going to take those, put those in the trash here because the sticky's kind of not so good anymore that I took them off. And now I'm going to put us a blue one right here. Oh my goodness, this is so fun. I know I had more spaces. There's what do I need? Another white. I'm liking the white. I do think the white is kind of, if it was all white, it'd be a little hard to see with the white. Of course, I could have done colored, changed my color of the pom-poms on the inside. That's always an option. This one needs to be cut down just a little bit. This is so fun. And
These would
then,
make great room decorations too, if you
yeah,
didn't
it
want to
would.
just have them during the festive times.
That's right. Or use them at Christmas and then hang them up in your room when you're done. But yes, Christmas, there's battery operated Christmas lights that are available out there. Those are a great idea. The only I'm gonna say it's not necessarily a problem, it'd be a little bit of a challenge, but I think you guys can manage. But usually they have like a battery pack. Now, not all the battery packs are huge, some of them are smaller. And I am at 3%. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna go see if I can grab her charger. Give me just 1 second because I don't want to lose you guys. Hold on.
You're good.
Okay. 17-year-old daughters for the win. Let me plug in real fast. There we go. Woo. Made it. Okay, we had 2%. Okay. Sorry about that brief pause. This isn't reality, right? Okay, so I'm gonna keep moving. I'm just gonna keep changing some of these out because I'm really, really liking these multicolor. I hope you guys are too. It is really cute. Now I'm like, should have got some of the purple. The purple is really, really close to the pink, but I think it's maybe different enough. Let's find out.
You could do a whole rainbow disco ball, huh?
Right. I'm a bit of a kamikaze crafter. I just kind of bullet through. Let's see. It's funny because I'm very, very OCD with a lot of things, which, I'm very, very organized. I like things a certain way. I want, I always want everything where it's supposed to be. I don't like things left on my counter, those kinds of things. But with crafting, I just go. Just bulldoze through. Let's see. Maybe if I just kind of not have them right. Yeah, it's really close, but I think that's okay. And I think we are going to manage just fine. with that. Let's see, I'm going to take this one. I'm being a little bit more strategic this time just because I can, but typically you want to just go, like when we did the silver. It's easy with the one color to just keep moving. But when you're taking some out and going with trying to kind of decide where you want to put these others, they feel like it's a little bit more difficult, but it didn't have to be, just the way I'm making it. Oh, that one was Cricut, so he gets the boot. Let's see. I'm going to go with a white sparkly here. Sure. What do y'all think about this multicolor? Anyone have any comments or thoughts? I really like it. It's a little bit different, but so adorable. But I'm good with, I'm good with it all being the one color too.
Mateo and Tina say they really love them, as does Lindsay and Sylvia.
Let's see what else we have here. I've got a lot of pieces I can switch out. I think I need a blue over here. I know I have one right there, but that's okay. When you go out and look at different things, like I did a vinyl plaque disco ball with vinyl. And I even did a painting where I painted the back of a clear sign. So the disco ball came in. You do have a lot of colors that are close to each other when you have a multi. But I do feel like I should have more different colors. But I think the white sprinkled in looks really nice. Nice little addition. Let's see. Do I have one that can go? Let's go right here.
And Anna, do we fill the pom-poms all the way to the top?
Yes, I filled mine all the way to the top. Now, I probably could have put a couple more, but for me, the main is getting them to push to the outside. So I'm kind of pushing them. So it's kind of like a hole in the inside because I could use more, but I'm just using that pencil to move them around so they're smushed up against the walls of the inside. So in the pom-poms, like it's nice that like if it drops and the top comes off on accident, pom-poms aren't going to spill out, where glitter will. And glitter will make a big mess, but glitter is so pretty. So that's why the little trick I told you a little bit earlier is a great option, which we'll circle back to that if anyone is interested. I'm going to put the purple at the bottom this time, because that is like a perfect size. What do you think? Should I do some more multi, or we think we're good? I don't know. I've got more multi. I think I just go until I'm out. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. Let's see if I can find a good spot for this one. I feel like I cut it down just a smidge. It'll fit perfectly right in one of those places. I am loving it.
Anna, we lost your other device. We can still see from your overhead, though. If you want to, you should be able to switch to your overhead audio.
Hello?
Yep, we can hear you
Okay,
loud and
can you hear
clear.
me? I was like, oh no, my computer went dead, but my phone is still on.
Well, there you
Even
go.
though I have this charger. So I'm just not going to be able to see my spotlight, but I'm just going to keep moving. So I apologize.
We can still hear, we can still see it just fine. It looks great.
Good. I was like, oh no. I was like, hello. But my audio was off on my phone, so it didn't echo on me. So I couldn't hear you guys. So I was like, oh no. Okay. So we are going to keep trucking along here. What else? Where else? I feel like I can have a cluster here. I'm gonna put some. So if you guys, I think we have about 10 minutes left or so. So I'm going to, as I'm doing this, I'm going to kind of talk again about the glitter inside option. So somebody had asked about glitter on the inside, and it was an absolute great question and a great addition to this cute project. What you want to do is you don't want to fill your ornament because again, it'll make it too heavy. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to coat just the inside of glitter, inside of your ornament with glitter. And you can do that two ways. One way is Mod Podge. And there is a kids formula that's called, I'm trying to remember what it's called, but it does a washout. It's called Mod Podge Washout for Kids. It's great. I use it a lot for my stuff. And it is it's Mod Podge. You'll pour just a little bit inside. By a little bit, I mean, I don't know how to say exactly, but just pour a little bit in. Just pour a little bit in. And it's okay if you pour too much because then will pour out the excess. So if you get too much in there, that's fine. You want to kind of swirl it around and you want to move it around like this so it coats the inside. Okay. Take a paper towel when you get to where you're starting to tilt it like this because it will spill out, and move it around. And I just kind of use a paper towel as a plug and move it around. I want the inside completely covered. Okay. Then I'm going to put it on a cup, and I can't see, so I hope you guys can see this. And I'm going to show a side view. Just put it in there like this, and without this on there. Okay. You want to let the glue drain out. Okay. Now it's not going to drain everything out because you still want it coated. And then once you feel like you've got a good amount out, what I do, you can put that glue back in your container that came out, and then just set it. I just turn it around the other side and let it set for about 2 days. Because you want, and I'm sorry, let me back up. We're not at 2 days yet. You want to let it set for about 30 minutes to an hour because you want the inside to start to dry to where it's, excuse me, a little sticky. Okay. Once it's sticky, you want to pour in glitter. Okay. Pour in a good amount. Get another paper towel, use it as a plug. And we're going to pretend this is a paper towel here, and we're going to shake it around because you just want the glitter everywhere. Shake, 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 shake. Okay. Once you get glitter all over in there, pretty good, then you want to, knock out your excess because you want this as light as possible. Knock out your excess. And then that's when you set it there for about 2 days. Now, if you don't have 2 days and you're like, oh, I want to do it for tonight, it's okay. You can go ahead and put your lid on there because it'll dry. It'll still dry, just take a lot longer. So if it falls for some reason and it opens, you might have a little bit of a mess, but not a big mess, a little bit of a glittery mess. But just know that for it to dry completely and your best results, you're going to want to let it sit for about 2 days to let it completely dry. I will also tell you that, and I know I said this earlier, but I'm going to remind you, when you put your glitter in with your wet glue, it's going to look white and murky or cloudy. But don't worry, trust me, it will dry clear. Okay. So on the inside, it will dry clear. And then if you don't have Mod Podge or you don't have access to Mod Podge, then you can use some of your craft Creatology kids craft glue and just water it down a little bit, just a little bit. You just want it you want it to be able to run, not as well as if you put water in there, but think of as just like paint. Paint kind of moves around a little bit easier than glue does. Glue tends to be a little bit thick. You'll put just a little bit of water in there, stir it up really good with a craft stick or whatever you have, and then pour it in there and do the same thing. Either way, you can do it with the glitter. You can do it with the glue and water or the Mod Podge. And if you want to water your Mod Podge down a little bit, you can, but I don't think it really needs it. It's pretty flowy. But those are two great options. A third option, just for a different look, is if you don't have pom-poms and you don't have the Mod Podge, you can also pour a little bit of paint in there. Okay, pour a little paint in there. Same thing. Move it around, swirl it around so it coats the whole inside. Use your little paper towel plug to make sure you get all of it. And then do the same thing. Pour it upside down for a bit. let it kind of drain out the best you can. I wouldn't do it any longer than 30 minutes or so. And then turn it back around and let it set and dry. Now you can add glitter to that if you want glitter in the paint. It won't be as covered in sparkly as you think it will, but it will have sparkle to your paint. So it would be really cute. I would do it actually before, when you do the paint, I'd actually pour paint maybe inside, pour glitter inside, and then swirl it around so it mixes good, and then move it around. So there's a couple of different ideas, a couple of different
Anna,
options, you guys. Yeah,
Philandra asked if you could use regular Mod Podge. Is that okay?
you can. Yes, yes. The Mod Podge formulas, matte, satin, glitter, they're all very, very good for this project. For that addition, a little additional tip to your project. So yes, you absolutely can. I just like the kids. Actually, it's the one I use the most because it tends to be a little bit more fluid. And if it spills, it comes out pretty easily of whatever it spills on. So those are just some benefits. But if you have regular Mod Podge, you'll be fine. It'll work perfectly fine. And then, but the same thing with the paint, the glue, or the Mod Podge. Pour it in, swirl it around, empty it, let it set, let it get sticky. Paint, you don't want sticky. Paint, you just want to set and dry. You can leave that part out. But then when it's sticky, add your glitter, shake it around, then let it dry for a couple days. Put your top back on, and you're good to go. And our little rainbow loom hack. Take a rainbow loom rubber band, slide it through the loop on your top. Okay, I'm going to stretch it out because I'm going to put one. I'm going to tuck one inside the other. See, I crisscross them. See if I can show crisscross them, and let one side go. Doesn't matter what side. And then you hang it on your tree by the rubber band. And like I said, I wish I could give credit to where I saw, but I did not note her name. I just remembered it today in our class, and I thought it would be a good hack to pass on. But it was a very good idea. So I think we're at just about at time. So thank you guys so much for crafting with me today. I would love to see your projects. So don't forget your hashtags. I don't know if you can see them still, but we have hashtag Make It With Michaels, hashtag Michaels Classes, and hashtag Learn With Michaels. And this was the 11th day of Winter Workshop. Tomorrow is our final Winter Workshop, which is the reindeer painting. And Val, who's an amazing teacher and a great friend of mine, will be teaching that class tomorrow. So you guys have fun with her. And thank you so much for crafting with me today. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Anna. Bye, everyone.